welcome to my channel, and you're watching Victorious Productions. In this is my new segment called Binge and Review, and this is where I review series, review movies, and kind of give you my take on it and what I got from the series or what I got from the movie and everything like that. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So I thought I would kind of look a little sexy today because the series that I'm reviewing for this segment is Joseline'S Cabaret, and it's on Zeus. If you guys know who Joseline is, she is more considered like the Puerto Rican princess. She was first introduced into television with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, so that's where I was able to kind of get to know Joseline. She was in a little odd situation with Stevie J, which is her previous ex, and so now she has a cabaret where she features different strippers within this first season, and she gives you kind of like a backstory of their lives and her vision for her cabaret. So in this, the cast is Joseline Hernandez, which is the main one. She is a producer and I believe a director of Joseline'S Cabaret for Zeus. And then also she features Daisy, which is a really good friend of hers and is a stripper. Chastity, which is Daisy's friend. And then you have Jay, which is another stripper, and then her friend who's Lucky, and then you have Sapphire. And so I know these are all like real stripper names. I don't typically review salacious content like this, so if you are underage, please do not watch the rest of this because we are going to be talking about adult content and adult content only. So please do not review the rest of this. But if you are a teenager, I kind of feel like this is appropriate to you. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of what you guys are all seeing in today's day and age is that stripping life is glorified, being promiscuous is glorified, being overly sexy is glorified. So, I think it's always good to, be confident in who you are. And I think that it's good to be sexy here and there, but there's limitations to that. And then also the people that you're looking up to, like for example, right now, Cardi B is really big and she comes from the stripper background. So, and a lot of how she reacts, people feel, and a lot of teenagers, and when I've had interactions and I've had different talks with young girls, they feel that acting in this way is appropriate, and it's not. So I'm gonna break down this series. I'm gonna break down what my views are, how I feel, how me as a viewer perceive these women, and pretty much go from there. I'm not really exactly sure what Joseline does as in her full-on business and how she makes money every day, but I do know that she is a musician, she's a rapper, and she wants to get this off the ground, and she's been wanting to get this off the ground for a while. So she features a few of her songs, a few of her singles on this series, and one of them is one of them, Sex Drive. I think it's produced by her boyfriend Ballistic Beats, and I believe that he's the one who kind of helped her with this. I could be wrong, but that's my take on it. I feel that Sex Drive I thought it was a really cute, real sexy song. I'm gonna put a link down below so you can go to it. If you want to download it, you can. But I feel like it was a really, really sexy song. And then there's another one called, I don't want to say it because it's like so much, but it's Finger Blank a Check. That one's really sexy too. I like it. I definitely like them both. They kind of give me this Rihanna vibe. Like when Rihanna sing that song, that throw it up, that song, it sort of gives me that same vibe. So it's really sexy. So I like it. I really, really do like it. Now, kind of want to break down each girl and my take on it and how they are perceived or shown in the series. So I want to start off with Daisy. Daisy, she's really cute. She just had a kid. I believe it's a boy. And she is a stripper. And then I believe from what I got from the series that she has a pimp as well. And so Daisy, she seems very superficial, very, very superficial. But I mean, she doesn't seem very like, let's just say, I feel that if Chastity wasn't there with her, she wouldn't be as aggressive, you know? Daisy, she is the right-hand person to Jocelyn. So that term, or the phrase of that term in the series, is called a bottom bitch. So that is the term, but she is the second person, like her right-hand man sort of thing. So she's the one who's going to kind of bring her other friend Chastity into the mix. So Chastity is a pretty girl. I think she's very pretty. She is a stripper, and she's having a hard time kind of making ends meet, is what I'm getting from the series. And a lot of these women are actually. They all are kind of in the same situation, but a little bit slightly different. Chastity, from what Jocelyn was saying, is that Chastity does not have a place to live. So where they show her in the series is actually an Airbnb. It's not her actual place. So, you know, I feel like she's having a little bit of a hard time kind of making ends meet. But the issue is, and this is the thing that I've gotten, is that Chastity has a big mouth. I mean, the girl is slick with her mouth. And I'm like, oh my goodness, how can you have so much to say and you have nothing to show for it? It's like, it's so odd. It's so odd to me. But Chastity is like sort of the villain in this. She's the one that's like really, she's the one that's like, you have to really watch because she's a nasty, she seems very nasty. But I kind of got a little bit of I could see her really going through a lot. I feel like she probably has went through so much. So she's very cold. She's very straight to the point, and she's not going to finesse anything. She's going to tell it like it is. And, you know, I think that it's just survival. I think all these girls are in this survival mode. And so, yeah, so Chastity's sort of like the villain. I mean, Daisy, but she does more of like a playful bullying. She doesn't really full on attack. Chastity, she wants to come for your neck. And that's what I see in Chastity. Now, these girls are like more like the light-skinned girls. So I guess, and this is what I got as well, is that there is a sort of a colorism thing with this whole stripper situation and the stripper community. So you have the two light-skinned girls, Daisy and Chastity. And then now we have Jay. Jay is more like, she's like more like just a normal chick. These girls are more like I'm sorry, I'm getting these names mixed up. Jay, Lucky, and Sapphire are more of like the middle skin to darker skin girls. They have more of like a chocolatey skin color. So they're kind of playing, they're not meaning to group up, but at the same time, Chastity and Daisy's coming for Jay's head. So they have to do something. You know, Lucky, she wants to be there for her girl, and that's Jay. So anyways, back to Jay. Jay is more of like, she's a normal type of chick. She doesn't have all of the plastic surgery or anything like that. She's more natural. She has braces, and she seems like a very sweet person that is lost. And I feel so bad for Jay, because she's a stripper, but she's also a prostitute. So it's sad because she has a pimp, and she has to answer to him, and she has to make money. And it sucks, because it's like, you know what, you have more potential than this. You have way more potential than this. But a lot of these girls, they get put into these situations because, you know, family issues, money issues, they're from another country, whatever the situation is, but they get put into these situations, and then there's like, it's sort of like a trap. And I hate to say it, but Jay, to me, I feel like she's the most in the trap than everybody else. She's the one that is really having a very tough time, and she's just trying to survive. And I feel bad for Jay. I feel really, really bad for Jay. Yeah. So the next one, and this is my favorite one, and this is Lucky. Lucky is like, she's real thin. I think she's so cute. I think she's so adorable. And she seems like she's the one that's more logically there. From the entire, well, I wouldn't say the entire cast, but the majority of the cast, she's very smart. She's very intelligent. She's street smart, and she's always really tiptoeing around situations because she's just looking for a way out. She's trying to survive, and so that's the one I like the most because she's so sweet. And even when, and I'll go into this more, but even when Jocelyn was coming after her, she was just like, I understand where she's coming from, whatever. But I like Lucky a lot. Lucky, and I'll go and dive into this a little bit more, but she's a stripper as well. She's really cute. She's all about the money. She's trying to just make her way through. And then the last one is Sapphire. So they don't really go into Sapphire's background on anything really yet. I don't even know if the season is completely done, but they haven't really dived into Sapphire. But Sapphire, what I get out of her storyline is that she's kind of been there, done that. She's been there, she's dealt with the cattiness, she's dealt with life, and she just wants to make some money. She wants to make it happen. She has bills to pay. She ain't worried about nobody else but herself. Okay, that's what I get from Sapphire. She knows the game, and the way that she's playing in the other girl's life, I think it's really good to have her because she's older, she's more mature, she can help these girls. And I feel like, especially in this first season, and I hate to say this, but it seems like Sapphire is helping the girls more than Jocelyn is. Jocelyn is, I don't, and I'll dive more into that as well, but I'm a little disappointed in Jocelyn. I like Jocelyn a lot. I really like Jocelyn because I saw what she had to go through, and then I know that's only not even like a little, that's not even the majority of what she's went through, but I can see, I like Jocelyn, but I feel that Jocelyn dropped the ball a few times, especially with her being the boss, and I feel that, she could have done better. So why Jocelyn wants to do this cabaret is she wants to show these girls that there's a different way of doing this. You don't have to do all of the things that you have to do now to make money. You can still be sexy, be classy. If you're gonna show your body, you show it under your, you show it because you want to do it. It's kind of difficult because she's dealing with girls that have to answer to somebody, and they can't just do what they want to do because they're in a situation and they don't know how to get out of that situation, and so they're looking to Jocelyn to help them out. And so the cabaret is more of like a classier way, like a classier strip club. So I can see Jocelyn's intention. I don't know if it's going to be executed, how it's going. It doesn't look like it's going to be executed, but we'll just kind of check it out and see from there. Dive into the rift. So when they first meet, the girls have a history. Daisy and Chastity like to bully. They are bullies, and so they're bullying Jay because they feel that Jay does not meet the look that Jocelyn's going for. But Jocelyn likes Jay. I think that she sees herself in Jay and she wants to help Jay. But Daisy and Chastity, they don't want to hear it. They're like, this isn't what you're going for, Joss. Like, you need to kick this chick to the curb, you need to kick the rest of these girls to the curb, and you need to get some chicks that actually look good. And, but, and I feel that, how those girls came about it was, to me, disgusting. Because honestly, you guys are all dealing with the same thing. Yes, some of you guys have people you got to answer to, and some of you guys don't, and you're just doing it because you're doing it. But it's a hustle. This is a hustle, okay? You get in it and you get out. If you're gonna get in, it's a trap. So if you get in, you can get stuck in there for a little while. But the whole point is for you to get out. And I feel that, they're making it seem as if they're better than, Chastity and Daisy feel like they're better than the other girls because they are light-skinned, they have the fake boobs, or they might be real, I don't know. I think Daisy's may be real, but they got the boobs, they got the butts, they got the fake hair, they got the look. And, instead of, I think that they could have done it a different way. I think that you need to obviously have some sort of relationship first before you start telling somebody how they need to dress, how they need to look, how to apply their makeup, how, to give her a makeover, stuff like that. You don't need to just come at somebody right then and there. There's a way of doing it. So I think that within itself and how they handled that was really nasty, and it made them look like disgusting people. That's me personally. Now, they were just really, honestly, I feel like they were just going after Jay. They weren't even going after Lucky. But Lucky's like, no, this is my girl. I'm going to hold her down. I got this. If you're going after her, you're going after me too. And so I think that's how Lucky got involved, because she's like, this is my girl. You're not going to come after her, which I can respect that. And that's why I like Lucky so much. Now, Sapphire was kind of staying out of it. She wasn't really, what they showed, it didn't really seem like she was getting involved with it, because she's just like, this is catty crap. Like we're here to make some money and get out of here. This is nothing this isn't a beauty contest. Like, we got to make some money. This is the whole point of us being here, is making money, and you're getting in the way of that. So, that's what I like about Sapphire, because Sapphire's like, all right, whatever. All right, let's make this money. So, all right, so we're going to move on. One of the funniest parts of the entire season is when Jocelyn meets with all the girls to go over the routine to start practicing. Jocelyn did not show the girls what to do. She didn't go over the routine. I feel like okay, so whenever you are building something, you want to show. You want to at least, okay, the girls need to dress up in like just comfortable clothes, and then you guys need to go over the routine so that it's together. Once it's together, then you put on the aesthetics, then you look sexy, then you do everything else and you add on to it. I feel it. So when she's showing it, Jocelyn's getting into it like she's in a music video, and all the girls are totally lost and they don't know what's going on. And honestly, me as a viewer, I didn't really know what was going on either, because I don't know really what Jocelyn's vision is. The reason why I say that is because it kind of looks like still like a strip club. It's just they have boas. So it's like, are you trying to do like and I think that needed to be isolated a lot better, is her vision. Like, what is your actual vision? You need to get someone in there so that you can handle that, because it seems like she wants to do sort of a burlesque show and have like a burlesque type of vibe with a little bit more sexy. So that's what I was getting. She wanted more synchronized dancing, and more of a show instead of a strip club type of thing. So that's what I got, but I think that she needs somebody there, like somebody who is like a choreographer to help her with the girls, to help them get the dance down. I think that she needs like a manager that's going to manage everything to kind of get things organized. So I think that wasn't isolated too well, but yeah. So that was the funniest part about it, because all the girls look totally lost on what to do or what she expects of them to do. But after that whole situation and going over the routine, Chastity and Daisy just can't leave it alone. And I think that, so pretty much Jocelyn, before this, she had Sapphire, Jay, and Lucky join her for the music video, in which Daisy and Chastity felt offended by it. She's like, why would you do that? Why would you just have them in it and then you totally exclude us? And I feel like that was extremely shady of Jocelyn to do. And the reason why is because as a boss, I feel that they deserve to have the discussion. Like, I feel like it was leading up to eventually having a problem. I feel like it was just leading up to that. But Jocelyn should have had the discussion with Daisy and Chastity. She should have had the discussion with them. She should have been like, listen, this is my vision. This is what I want. These are the girls I picked. If you cannot make it work and you're going to cause a rift, you're going to cause this to be more difficult for me, I will have to move on. And, I want you guys there. I definitely do. But there's other girls that would love this opportunity, and it just seems as if you aren't appreciating this gift. And this is a gift. You're going to be featured on a series with me with the potential of branching out, doing some of your own stuff. So I think that could have been a discussion. And if they couldn't fall in line, then they had to move on. Pretty much. I mean, obviously you don't appreciate it, so we got to move on. So I think that this could have been handled well before this. And we're going to kind of dive into this a little bit more because there's way more to this than that. So after the routine, Daisy and Chastity Alright, so Daisy and Chastity, they continued this in the locker rooms. It was like, this is that, Jocelyn should have had us, but she's going to have these, these type of chicks here, this type of chicks there. So, and they were saying all this stuff in front of the other girls in the back, but the girls weren't saying nothing. They're just like letting them talk their crap. And they went out. And they ended up leaving. And so Jocelyn, she confronted the girls, like, what's going on? What's wrong? She's like, why would you not include us in your music video? Why would you include these chicks? They don't look as good as we do. Da, 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 da. And then it got even worse. Like Jocelyn, like Chastity, because Chastity has a big mouth. She just has a big mouth. She just won't accept what she's given. And she's like, what did she say? She was like, you want to see chicks broke. You want to see them poor. And so Jocelyn's like, you guys don't have a storyline. I need a storyline. Everyone else is shooting but you guys, because you guys don't have a storyline. Your people that you're with don't want to be filmed. You don't want any of your stories to be filmed. So it causes a problem for me. I can't shoot you guys. You're so concerned about how you look in this being a beauty contest, then you actually making money and getting out of the situation. None of that matters. How the other girls don't matter to you because your name's not on the product. My name's on the product. And that's what Jocelyn's saying to Chastity. And she's just saying, you're broke. You're in an Airbnb. You have a Toyota and you can't. I feel bad even saying this because it's so shady. She was like, you have a Toyota with paper tags. You can't even buy a license plate. And so Chastity got offended. She's like, I got businesses. And she starts naming all her businesses. And Jocelyn's like, okay, well, if you got businesses, then why are you dealing with this and dealing with that? And then so Chastity, because she has a big mouth and she doesn't realize this is your boss and you need to shut up. She's like, well, didn't you get evicted at your house? And then Jocelyn snapped. She said, no, I can't. She snapped. Now, I think that Jocelyn had some self-control. Okay? Because I've seen Jocelyn in other stuff where she didn't have control. Now, Chastity is a thin girl. She's really thin and she's not too solid. Jocelyn is pretty solid. Okay? She's a pretty sturdy chick. Pretty muscly. If Jocelyn wanted to hurt Chastity, I feel like she could have hurt her very bad. Same with Daisy. I think that if she really wanted to hurt Daisy, she could have. Daisy and Chastity by herself. Period. But she grabbed her by her hair and she put her on the floor. And I personally feel that Jocelyn handled that extremely wrong because it didn't have to get physical. I do not condone anyone under any circumstances getting physical with anybody, period. I don't care what they're saying to you. They can say whatever they want. People talk crap about people all the time. Just take the heat and move on, or just leave. Who cares? And so that whole situation was not handled right to me. Now Daisy was putting her hands on Jocelyn, trying to get her to let go of Chastity's head, which I think that was the right thing to do. Daisy wasn't trying to get in the middle of anything. She just wanted to protect her friend. She got her friend in this situation. This is Daisy's friend. Jocelyn's Daisy's friend. So she's trying to protect Chastity from getting hurt really bad. And she knows that it could get really bad. So I think that she did the right thing. Daisy trying to get her hands off of Chastity is the right thing to do. Jocelyn didn't like it. She said, well, you picked a side. You should have been on my side. You should have let me do whatever I was going to do. Which to me, I feel like, this is the thing, Joss. This is the thing. You're a boss now. You're not and I know it's hard to balance the dynamic as a cast member and a boss, because I see Shawnee in is it Basketball Wives? Yeah, Basketball Wives do it all the time, and it gets kind of awkward because someone's challenging you, but you can't react like that. It makes you more liable. They have this on footage that you assaulted someone. That is an issue. You're dealing with child custody with Stevie J, and you know how Stevie J is. He will be quick to show this to the judge. So, she's dealing with a lot of stuff, and so I'm like, this causes a problem for you, even in your professional career, for someone to hire you for, let's say a movie, or hire you for their products, or whatever the case may be, because you're looked at as someone who's quick to get anger, quick to go off, and quick to beat somebody up. And I don't feel that you should not do that, Joss. You should not do that. If you want the girl's respect, the best thing to do is say, listen, this is what it is. If you can't fall in line, then peace. That's how I see it. Peace. Who cares? If she wants to say that I got evicted from my house, I didn't get evicted. Or you did or you didn't. Whatever the case may be, and move on. But I think her putting her hands on anybody is wrong. And Joss, you need to find somebody. You need to go to a counselor, go to a psychiatrist, go to somebody to deal with your anger, because you got major anger problems. And I think that, listen, I do believe that her being angry is normal because of what you went through. And I don't know everything you went through. I've just seen the stuff on television, and I would be angry. But Joss, I really feel that you need to talk to somebody about your anger, because your anger is getting in the way of you making money. The anger is getting in the way of you possibly making or collaborating with pretty big name people, because they don't want to be associated with this type of behavior. They don't want to hire someone with this type of behavior. And if you're going to treat your employees this way, you will treat anybody this way. So anyways, we're past that. We're going to pass that. After that, Joss talked with Ballistic. Now, Ballistic is a music producer, pretty big name in the music industry, and that's her boyfriend. And she wants to get married to Ballistic. So, anyways, she wanted to confront this with Ballistic, and this is kind of weird. So I'm watching, a little side note, I'm watching Jocelyn and Ballistic's relationship on Marriage Boot Camp as well. So I know a little bit of backstory, but then I don't. I like Ballistic, but then I don't like Ballistic. I like him, but then I don't like him. He seems extremely controlling, pretty controlling, not extremely, pretty controlling, but he seems very reasonable, and he does seem very smart. So when Jocelyn told him about what happened at the club, his response, especially on television, did not seem supportive to her. It seemed like he was taking the stripper's sides. Now, I'm not sure if Ballistic, because it kind of seemed as if Ballistic has some sort of ownership on the club, has some sort of ownership with has some sort of connection, more involved than just Jocelyn's boyfriend with this club and this situation. That's what I got from it, but I could be wrong, because it seemed as if he was taking more of their side than hearing Jocelyn out. I think that him saying that her reaction was bad, I think that's good for him to say, and I think it's okay to say that on television. It's just how he said it. I feel that, he could have said, listen, if you felt disrespected, you reacting and you being upset, that's you just being a human. And I support you in that. However, you putting hands on anybody under any circumstances is uncalled for. And you can't do that as a boss. You can't handle these women like that. You have to be different. You have to act different. You have to be extremely careful with what you say and how you say it and how you react. Because now you're liable. Now you have way more to lose, Jocelyn, if you do things the wrong way. Now, that's how he should have handled it, but he didn't. And I think that Jocelyn felt that she was not getting his support. And I get it. I was upset with her. I'm like, I totally get it, girl. Because you know what? You felt disrespected and you reacted. Yes, you probably didn't react the right way, but you would expect for your significant other to at least have your back and be like, you know what? You didn't react the right way, but I understand if you were offended, you reacted how you felt. And just next time, you gotta do it differently, because you know it's not about them. It has everything to do with you and protecting your daughter, protecting everything that you own. And so that was that situation with Ballistic. I like Ballistic. I think he's really nice. This whole king talk, he wasn't doing it on this series yet, but when I've seen him on other shows, he's just like, you need to treat me like a king, da 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 da. It just, I like it. And then she also throughout the series, she's talking about marriage. She really wants to get married. She wants someone to devote themselves to her. And I understand that. I don't feel, and I feel that, and this is probably just me as a viewer, his response to her marriage situation and getting married is unrealistic. And because it's so far-fetched and it's so unrealistic, it makes me believe he has no intention of ever getting there with her. And if things go south, and I feel like he feels like it's going to go south, it's going to go south quick if it does. He wants to be able to separate himself from her and not be connected in that way. Because I think that he can see that she doesn't have much control, much self-control. She reacts in a specific way, and because of her past, because of what she's went through, she doesn't do the right thing. And so that's what I'm getting from it. Obviously, I could be wrong, but I really don't think he has any intention of marrying her. And it's going to come to a head eventually, because I know that I'm watching them on Marriage Boot Camp, and she's just like, I want to get married, and if you don't do it by this time, it's over. I think that Joss needs to start separating herself now from him, living her own life separate from him, and then, you know, date him, but living a separate life, because it's just his intention. He's kind of, it's so far-fetched. He said on the series that he wants to go to space and marry her in space. Do I have to say any more? Exactly. So you see where I'm coming from with that. Anyway, we're gonna move on. So after what happened, okay. So then, after all this happened, she fired Daisy and Chastity. She fired them. And she said, listen, she texts her messages, does a group chat with Sapphire, Jay, and Lucky. It says, hey, let's meet up at this place. I want to have a quick meeting about what we're going to do going forward. So Lucky and Sapphire are there, but Jay couldn't show up because she had to work, you know? And so, anyways, so Jay, I didn't really say this, but they say that Jay's a 304. So 304 is lingo for she's a prostitute. So any girl in Miami that's considered a 304 is a prostitute. That's what I'm getting. So, anyways, so Jay has to answer to somebody. She has to work. And so Lucky and Sapphire could only show up. Now, Lucky and Sapphire were waiting a long time for Jocelyn. Outside, it's freezing cold, it's windy, and they're just waiting for Jocelyn. Now, I don't know if they were waiting for 30 minutes, or if 30 minutes, it's like, okay, I feel disrespected, but I'm not totally disrespected. But if it was over 30 minutes, I'm like totally offended. Totally offended if someone makes me wait hours or an hour or over 30 minutes for them. That's so disrespectful. I don't care if they're your employee. If you don't want to wait, cool. But if you don't if we need to reschedule, that's fine. But she had the girls waiting out there for all that time. So then she comes. And so pretty much she's kind of going through what happened with Daisy and Chastity in the locker room at the club to them. Now they already know one side of it. They know Chastity and Daisy's side of it because they talked to Lucky to hear what was happening. And so Jocelyn was going to tell her side of it, and she was just like, listen, all three of you guys are it for now. You guys are the final three, and that's what we're going to do. And she was saying, well, this is what happened. I jumped on Chastity because of what they were saying to Jay and Lucky and how they were treating you, which was not accurate. She jumped on them because Chastity was being disrespectful with that mouth. Okay, that's why. And then so Lucky, she was saying, well, I talked to them and this is their side of the story. Well, Jocelyn didn't like that. Jocelyn was like, no, I'm telling you what the side of the story is. So you're telling me that so how she took it was like, okay, you're telling me this is what happened when I'm the one who's there. And Lucky is very smart. I think that she's very, 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 very smart girl. I really like Lucky. She's so cute, very intelligent. She likes to hear, and these girls don't like her. I think Lucky knows that Chastity and Daisy don't like her, but she's given them an opportunity to kind of tell their story, say their side of it, so she can get her own opinion on it. So Jocelyn did not like that she even took their call. She feels like she shouldn't have took their call. She shouldn't have texted them back because they don't even like you. So why are you texting them back? And I'm going out on a limb for you, and you're over here talking to them. Like, I feel like you're betraying me, But how Jocelyn said it wasn't the way that she said it to Lucky, and it really screwed up the dynamics between their relationship, which is unfortunate. Hi everybody, this is Victoria from Victorious Productions. Thank you for watching my part 1 binge and review of Joseline'S Cabaret. Unfortunately right now, because my review's so long, I had to split it into 2 parts. So I will come out with the second part next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please subscribe to my channel to get alerted for the second part of this review, or watch me on IGTV on Victoria's Secrets. And if you want to leave a like, comment, or share, feel free. All right, thanks guys. See you soon. Bye.